Hello everyone. Can you believe it's September already? We are starting off September's monthly vlog. August felt like complete chaos. Even when I was editing it, I felt like it was complete chaos, but then the month felt complete chaos as well. So maybe the vlog is fitting of the month. September should be calmer, at least on a personal front. We have a lot less on in September as a family. No one's going away. We've got nothing we've got one thing planned for a weekend. We are going to Tabletoped Scotland, which is a board game convention. It is in Edinburgh this year, but that's just a day trip. So that's not too stressful. And then we haven't got masses planned for the rest of the month. I think Dundee Fringe is on in the middle kind of 2 weekends of September. So we might go and see a couple of the kids' things at Dundee Fringe. It's relatively small. It's definitely not to the levels of like the Edinburgh Fringe or anything like that. We only kind of discovered it by accident last year, and I didn't even realise it was on again this year until a friend messaged and said, "Oh, you're going to take the kids to see these things." So yeah, we might do that. But it should mean that we might be able to get out for some autumn walks and get out and kind of do a bit more of that kind of stuff at the weekend, which would be good. We are all hopefully healthy now. No more colds. Everyone seems to have recovered. So hopefully September will be a healthy month. So yeah, I have planned things a little bit more for the September vlog. Not massively, but just a little bit more. So I know this week I am dyeing up the Hitchhiker pre-orders, so I thought I would share some of that with you because that is possibly, oh no, actually, that's not the only yarn this month. Yeah, so lost my train of thought there slightly, didn't I? So I'm dyeing up the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy pre-orders this week. Today and tomorrow, I think I should get most of that done. And I can share that with you in colour. So I will share some snippets of some dyeing and things like that. And then I've also got towards the end of the second week of September, the 13th of September to be precise, I have a special shop update for Roald Dahl Day. So we are doing a new little collection, like I did with my Matilda last year. I am doing one this year based off Fantastic Mr. Fox. So I will be sharing a few little snippets of the dyeing of that as well, because again, I can share that in colour because that's not like a mystery thing. But a lot of this month will be dyeing advents, scanning advents. And also I've got the Halloween pre-orders to get dyed as well, and clubs as well. So none of those things I can show you in colour. But there are some things at the beginning of the month that I'll be able to show you in colour, which should be good. And then I will take you along to Tabletopped and share a few little snippets of Tabletopped with you as well. And I'm going to share my progress on my Halloween make-along projects throughout the month because I think that'll keep me accountable, and I'd really like to kind of actually focus on them and maybe try and get them done during the Halloween make-along. If you don't know what I'm talking about with the Halloween make-along, then watch the most recent podcast episode. Oh no, it won't be the most recent podcast episode, will it? The last podcast episode in August. Because I talk about it all there. Also, have a little look in the Ravelry group or the Discord thread because you will see it there. But every year I run a Halloween make-along that runs from the 1st of September through till the 15th of November. And it's fun. Any project that you can relate in some way to Halloween or horror or supernatural, magic-y stuff is eligible for enter. And tenuous links are completely acceptable for this one. So yeah, it's always a fun little make-along. So I am knitting I think I talked about it at the end of the last monthly vlog, but I'm knitting a Tolster tee, and I'm hopefully knitting a pair of socks as well. And I have decided on a pattern now, but I will share those with you throughout the month and kind of track my progress with you, and hopefully keep myself accountable and on track with them. What else have I got? I don't know really. Well, hopefully, as I said, we might get out on some family walks during September. I'm looking at I've actually made notes for September. I didn't for July or August. I shall hold it here so I can see it, but not keep looking away from the camera quite as badly. So yeah, we are hoping to create an art wall in our house. We are just waiting on some frames to arrive. We bought quite a lot of artwork and prints and stuff like that at Worldcon, as well as just some free postcards we picked up and things like that. And in the new room, which if you are new to my channel and you don't know what I'm talking about, I used to work from home. And yeah, I used to work from home. So everything that is in here used to be in my office, which was our garage. When we first moved into the house, we had an integral garage, I guess is what it's called. And we had that converted into a room. And that became my office and where I worked. I died in the utility room and I worked, everything else was stored in the office. That office, my alarm is going off to tell me I need to go and sort yarn out. That office has now become kind of like a second lounge. We are now calling it the library. It has two big Billy bookcases in, as you would have seen, I'm sure, and it's where we're putting our books. And we were struggling for a name, so we're now calling it the library, which sounds ridiculously posh, considering we live in a 3-bed standard house. We don't live in anything fancy, but we now have a library. Anyway, we are hoping to create a picture wall in the library and the frames should be arriving this week. So hopefully in one of the next few weekends or something, we might put that together. And I definitely want to share some of the artwork and some of the pictures and bits like that we're going to be putting up on the wall. So I will share that with you too. And then we'll see. We will probably have quite a lot of Advent progress chat throughout the month because Advent is such a massive amount of work. It will take over for the next couple of months until they're all ready to ship, hopefully, at the end of October. But yeah, September should be a calmer month. So now I am going to go and dye some hitchhiker yarn. So I will leave you with some snippets of dyeing and things like that. And I will be back to talk to you another time. Hello everyone, it is Wednesday today. I have finished all the hitchhiker dyeing. You will have seen a little snippets of each of the colourways getting dyed. They are all on the airers now, getting dried, and hopefully I'll be able to skein them in the next few days. I also started, I've done the test runs for the Fantastic Mr. Fox colourways, which will be coming out on the 13th of September, so they'll have been out well before you see this anyway. But I thought I'd share a little bit of dyeing and things like that. So I will do that tomorrow. I'll do that on Friday because I've done the initial test run, so like a single batch of each colourway. And they should be coming out. I've left them in the oven to just cool down overnight, and then I'll get them out tomorrow and get them on the airers, and then Friday they'll be dry enough I can just double check that I'm happy with them, and then we'll get batch dyeing to get all of the numbers I'm doing. I'm kind of doing an in-stock update for the Roald Dahl, but I will also make the colourways available dye to order, so that if I've not got bases in stock that you want, you can do them dye to order. But I might put a slightly longer dye to order on them just because Advents, and I've got Glasgow in October and things like that. But that'll all be over and done with by the time you're watching this, so you're basically just getting my thought processes. Anyway, I was coming on to talk Halloween projects and how I'm getting on with my Halloween projects. I have now cast on both of my Halloween projects. Apologies if you can hear thumping in the background. Our tumble dryer is making a strange noise for some reason. It still seems to be working, but I don't know, we'll see. It's still under warranty, so if it is broken then we'll be able to get it fixed, but it's annoying. It's like a thumping noise. So apologies if that is coming across, but there's not much I can do about it apart from going and pausing it, but I need my stuff to dry. Anyway, my Halloween jumper. I have cast it on and I am doing quite well actually. We've got 2 stripes done. I'm trying to work out which is the front. This is the front here. But I'll show you the back because it will be easier to see, because there is some short row shaping at the back, so there's just a bit more fabric for me to hold up and show you at the back. I cast on in the end the Tolster's Tea, which is a pattern by Rebecca. I'm going to look it up because I always get her surname wrong, and I'm hoping that her name is in here. So it's the Creia Bear. She has the Creia Bear podcast. But she is Rebecca Clow, I believe. Her name isn't actually on here, but oh well. So yeah, the Tolster Tea, and I am going to do a striped version with the minis that I showed at the end of, well, you've seen them on the podcast, you've seen them at the end of last month's vlog. If you haven't seen them, you will see the progress of them as we go through this month anyway. And I'm doing stripes, as I said. So I started with, I'm basically going to do 4 rows of the colour, 6 rows of the grey, and then again 4 rows of the colour. So I've just started, this one has just been added, which is slightly more blue, so this will be a bit more of a noticeable change from the previous 2. They're quite a subtle change. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's a really simple pattern so far. I should probably check my gauge to see how close I am or how far away I am. I will do that at some point. But so far, so good. I think it's actually going to be relatively quick because the nice thing about doing stripes is it really keeps you going, doesn't it? Like, I can just count the stripes rather than thinking I've got so many rows to do or so many centimetres to do. It's just like, oh, I just need to do 4 rows of this colour, and then, oh, I'm on this colour. Oh, I'll just do another row of that colour. And yeah, it keeps me going. So the striped jumpers may be my kind of go-to going forward. But yeah, that's that one coming along. And then I did cast on my Halloween socks, but I haven't got very far because I cast them on last night and I was tired, and it's 1 by 1 rib and I couldn't be bothered. So you will see. That is how far I got, basically. So that is one side and that is the other side. And yeah, at the moment it is just 1 by 1 rib. I decided in the end, I found a pattern to do. I'm just going to get it up on my phone. It is a pattern by Kay Jones. It is called, hang on, what's it called? Oh, just add magic, that's the one. By Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears. I will try and pop a picture on the screen, but if I don't remember, I will show you here quickly as well. I don't know how well that is going to come across, possibly not very well. I don't think it even focused on it, so I will try and remember to have popped a picture on the screen so you can see. It's like a lace panel down it, so I don't know how well it will show up in this yarn, but it'll give a little bit of nice kind of texture and stuff like that. So that is what we are doing. The yarn for this one, which you will have seen again already, is from Green Glamkin Yarns, Witchy Woo, I believe the colourway is. As I've said numerous times, Suzanne is the queen of Halloween yarns, so yeah, they are on the go. I am hoping to podcast tomorrow, so I'd quite like to at least get the rib of this one done, if not have started the pattern slightly before I podcast. You'll once again, I don't know, I've not done a lot since the last podcast on existing things, but I have cast on 2 new projects. Their jumper's coming along quite nicely, and I've done quite a bit of cross stitch as well, so I'll probably be sharing that on the podcast too. But once again, you will see the podcast before you see this video because this is a whole month vlog, but oh well. Yeah, that's the Halloween update. So I will be back with you on Friday, I think. Yeah, because tomorrow is very much a video day. I am going to get the podcast recorded. I am going to sit down and record my new book video as well. They won't go up the same day. I'll schedule that one for a little bit later on, but while I've got the chance to kind of sit down and get things recorded, I'm going to do that. And then I've got a few admin bits to do, so that would be boring to share on the vlog, but I will join you again on Friday to share all of the fantastic Mr. Fox dyeing. And then at the weekend, we've got the board game convention, so that will be fun to share as well. Hello everyone, it is Friday today, the 6th of September, I believe. You will have just seen some clips of me dyeing up all of the colourways for the new Fantastic Mr. Fox collection, which I'm releasing for Roald Dahl Day on the 13th of September. By the time you see this video, it'll all be done. But I thought I would share my creative process, I guess, my design process for this collection, because why not? I thought that might be interesting. This collection is actually based quite specifically off images to some extent from the book. I have this a copy of Roald Dahl's Fantastic Mr. Fox. I really like these Roald Dahl copies, especially for the kids, because they've got nice big illustrations in. They're also really good for work because they're nice size to get photos with yarn. But yeah, I went through the book and I picked out some sort of specific ideas of things that I wanted to have as colourways, and I was only picking 5 colourways for this collection. I knew I wanted a Mr. Fox colourway. I knew I wanted something based around the farmers, Boggis, Bunce and Bean. And then it was, well, they were the main ones I knew. And then I knew I wanted kind of a couple of others that fitted in. I also knew I wanted this collection to be really autumnal. The colours in the book work for it. The theme works for it. It's definitely a more autumnal kind of collection. So I had a little look through the book. And the first colourway struck on the first page, to be honest, because the first page of the book is the 3 farmers, and you've got this wonderful illustration, obviously by Quentin Blake, because most of Roald Dahl's books are illustrated by Quentin Blake, of Boggis, Bunce and Bean, and I just love the colours. So that is kind of where we went straight away. Then I was looking at Mr. Fox, and beginning of chapter 3, you've got this wonderful picture of Mr. Fox, and I was so excited to discover that Mr. Fox had a burgundy jacket, because I love the combination of kind of golden colours with burgundy. It's one of my favourite kind of colour combinations in the autumnal tones anyway. So that was kind of, right, Mr. Fox, sorted, we know what we're doing. Then I was having a little look through and I ended up with a colourway that isn't going to match the picture in this case. Well, maybe slightly, I don't know. But I wanted a colourway that was called Dig, Dig, Dig for when they are digging down. I wanted kind of browns with little bits of burgundy in there, but also some slightly more golden colours in there. So I will show you all the colourways once they're dry as well. But yeah, that was kind of my thinking. So we have Dig, Dig, Dig. But as I said, the image is probably more colourful, I guess, than the final colourway will be, although I don't quite know if I've explained that well. I wanted something that then related to the food, because they are if you don't know the story of Fantastic Mr. Fox, you have a fox family and he always steals from the farmers, and the farmers get annoyed and try to catch him. So they dig down his house and they dig trying to catch him, and the foxes dig, 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 and then eventually they dig their way in to the farmer's storage. And all the farmers do slightly different things. So I think I can't remember which one's which, but I think Boggis does chickens, one of them does turkeys and cider, and the other one does something else. I'm looking through now and getting myself confused. Turkeys? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Read the book, it's really short. But I definitely knew, my battery died. I don't know where I was. I definitely knew, knowing that I wanted this to be an autumnal collection, I definitely knew that I wanted something inspired by the cider. So kind of, I went for the colours of the cider in these 2 pictures. There we go. So we've got a really kind of golden yellow with little speckles in it. And yeah, that was the plan. And then I wasn't sure about the final colourway, but I finished off with the feast. And And I wanted something that showed the kind of underground feeling. So I've gone for like a pale brown background, but then I wanted speckles of all of those autumnal colours plus a few others. And like this was the image. I have no idea if that's focusing because I can't see. But this is the image that I went for. So as you can see, you've got kind of all of the autumnal colours in there, those golds and oranges and things like that. But there's also some greens and some blues and things too. So they're the kind of colours that I picked. And then I'm going to fold this slightly in half because I don't mind sharing some things, but I'm not going to share the precise die names that I've decided to use. But then I designed the colours on paper with colouring pencils. That's just one of the things I have a tendency to do. And this is kind of where we got. So we have Bogus, Bunce and Bean. I wanted that green from the fact that they're on the fields in that colour. I wonder if I can show you the picture at the same time. But then I wanted to add some blues. Yeah, there we go. So that is the picture at the same time. I wanted to add some blues and browns with those greens, and we also have some speckles with it as well. Mr. Fox, this doesn't show very well what I ended up with, but I knew I wanted that kind of golden base colour. Oh, I'll hold it in front of my face so it focuses on the right bit. I knew I wanted that golden base colour with burgundies on top, and then I've also added some more kind of golden speckles and things like that. Dig, 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 I wanted to be a heavily speckled brown. So we've got a real mix of different browns in there. But then I've also added a few speckles of like some slightly more golden colourways and a little bit of burgundy in there as well. And then we've got, I'm actually calling it like drinking sunshine and rainbows. Sunbeams and rainbows? Is it called sunbeams? Sunbeams. Like drinking sunbeams and rainbows, because that's kind of what they say about the cider. So we've got, this is actually brighter than the colourway came out in the end, which I'm glad about. I wanted a slightly more golden colour rather than the bright yellow. But we've got like a golden toned base with some speckles of kind of goldy kind of colours, bronzy kind of colours, I don't really know. And then we finished off with the Great Feast, which, as I said, I went pale brown base with speckles, sort of more delicate speckles of lots and lots of colours. So that's how I did it, yeah. I often will draw things out on paper first and then translate that into yarn when I go for it, if that makes sense. So yeah, everything is still drying, but you will have already seen it all on social media and everywhere by the time this video comes round. So this is really kind of like a retrospective insight, I guess, into how the collection worked. But I will try and I will share the colours here as well once they're all dyed up. So you'll be able to see how that translated. It is, as I said, Friday, so this weekend is Tabletopped, which is the board game convention. It is in Edinburgh, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to going and maybe buying some more board games and playing some board games, and yeah, it's going to be a really fun weekend. I will take you along and get some snippets and things like that, and then I will be back sometime next week to chat to you again.
It's in order. Oh no, it's always the leader that reveals.
Okay, so that means another pink. There you go.
My turn, right? No, definitely go.
Yeah, and then what are you going to do?
Then I'm gonna bonk that.
Okay, so you get to take another one of these.
And then nums.
Okay, Arthur, your turn. Ooh, sun, that means you get extra action. Hello everyone, it is Tuesday the, I don't know because that's my timer, Tuesday the 10th of September. Feels like I haven't actually sat down and chatted to you in a while. I don't know why. I am at the studio today, obviously. Hopefully today I should get the last of the Advent minis dyed. I am dyeing days couple of pans of 21, and then 22, 23 and 24 should all be finished today. Fingers crossed I don't get distracted or timings don't go wrong. But yeah, I'm hopeful. I've lost my voice. So that is good. I had to be a proper grown-up this morning because I have a wasp's nest out at the front of the studio. It's just up to the left of my door. I can't actually see the nest, but I can see a lot of wasps going in and out of the eaves. So I've had to be a proper grown-up and make a phone call. I'm not very good. I don't like making phone calls. But I found a pest control company and hopefully they will get out to me today. If not, it'll be Thursday because tomorrow I'm helping on a school trip. So I won't be at the studio. But I thought I would share quickly the Fantastic Mr. Fox yarns because I have got those finished and skeined and I'm really happy with them. I'm so happy with this collection. It is really autumnal. I think it works really well with the inspirations and stuff from the books. I haven't yet done like the proper photographs of the yarn with the books because I'm just waiting for the sock set minis to dry. But we have got Boggis Bunce and Bean, which is this one here. I'm loving that little flash of blue in there and the flash of brown, and I love this green colour. So that is Boggis Bunce and Bean. Then we've got Mr. Fox, who is here. I don't know if I'm going to I might just call it Fantastic Mr. Fox actually. I keep calling Mr. Fox in my head, but it's probably going to be called Fantastic Mr. Fox. I love this with the kind of golden yellows with those little pops and sort of flashes of burgundy in there as well. So that is Fantastic Mr. Fox. Then we've got Dig Dig Dig, which is this one here. So this is speckled browns, so really tonal with browns, but there's also kind of golden browns, there's colder browns in there, then there's golden browns in there, and then there's that flash of burgundy as well. So it actually goes really nicely with Mr. Fox too. Then we've got, in my head I'm calling it cider. What's it called? It's like drinking sunbeams and rainbows, I think is the colourway name, and that is this one here, which is just a lovely tonal speckled yellow. It's got a really golden yellow, and again they work really nicely together, so it goes really nicely with Mr. Fox, which I'm really pleased with. And then the final colourway is the Great Feast, which is this one here, which is a speckled colourway. It's got kind of a really pale brown base colour, but then lots and lots of speckles on there. And the speckles, if my camera will focus, there we go, are all kinds of colours. So you've got lots of kind of greens in there, as well as browns and golden colours. There are a tiny bit of blue speckles in, is that a blue speckle? Yeah, I don't know if you can see here, there's tiny bits of blue speckles as well. You've got some of that burgundy again, so it all ties in. So I would say, right, this one is kind of a bit of a standalone. It fits in with the kind of theme of the rest of them, but it doesn't kind of, it wouldn't fade, if that makes sense. But I really feel like these four would work together really nicely. Because you've got the yellows into that one with Mr. Fox, and then actually that way round I would probably do it. And then the speckles and the browns, or you could just, yeah, they all pair together really nicely, and I'm really pleased with how they all look and how the collection has come out. So that is fun. That goes live on Friday, on the 13th. Obviously, and I've said this before, this video will be going up at the end of the month, so it will all be live. You'll have all seen this already, but you're getting a bit of a retrospective behind the scenes, I guess. So yeah, as I said, tomorrow I'm helping out on a school trip. They are doing a beach clean. So we are walking from the school down to the beach to clean the beach. They're doing litter picking on the beach, and then they're stopping at the park for kind of lunch, and then we're walking back up to the school. So obviously I can't get video and stuff of the kids because that's not allowed, but I will try and get some video of like the beach and stuff like that to put in for a little bit of B-roll and things. So yeah, that's that. My first book video has gone live, and I've been getting some lovely comments, so that's felt really nice because I was a little bit nervous about doing that one, something a little bit different. I really enjoyed sitting down and filming it, and I'm looking forward to doing more. As I said in it, I'm kind of aiming for once a month, so it'll probably be kind of the beginning of each month roughly. But yeah, that was really fun. I really enjoyed that. So yeah, all good. In terms of Advent, as I said, we'll have an Advent catch-up. Hopefully today I will finish the last of the mini skein dyeing. That's not the last of the dyeing by any means. I still need to dye all of the weekly sock sets, and I still need to dye the 100-gram skeins to go with the Advent as well. But that is, although it's still a big job, the skeining and all of that is less because they don't need packing in all the mini bags and stuff, so the minis needed to be done first. I have skeined, I think I have skeined about half of the minis, something like that. Yeah, I think I haven't got my list. I haven't got my list right next to me. Oh, actually, I can grab it. Let's see. I've been keeping a little track of what colours and what's skeined and checking all the numbers as I go. So I have fully skeined 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then I've got one colourway which I'm just missing one base that's not been skeined yet. So that's nearly 13. So yeah, there we go. I am pretty much 12 is halfway. So I am just over halfway through the skeining. All of the sweet bags arrived this week, so I've got those ready. I need to work out the order. That's what I haven't done yet. I haven't actually worked out the order. I need to sit down, I need to go back through the book again. I need to confirm all of my kind of colourway name information and work out the order of the colours and everything like that before I can actually start packing them in the bags. But yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm feeling good. It's only the 10th of September and all the dyeing is nearly done, and I'm halfway through the skeining, so that is feeling pretty in control. I do, of course, have all the Halloween stuff to do, and I still need to dye all the 100-gram skeins and the sock sets, and there's still a lot to do. And I've got Glasgow in October, as well as 2 weeks of 2 weeks of school holidays. So yeah, there is some panic, but I'm more organised than I was last year, so that is a good start. Yeah. That is a good start. Anyway, I need to go and get on. I need to go and get dyeing. I need to get on with my day. So yeah, I will leave you with a little video shot of my wasp's nest. And then hopefully tomorrow I will get a little bit of beach footage. And then towards the end of the week, we will do a Halloween project catch up as well. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday morning, Saturday the 14th of September. Gosh, this month is flying by. I didn't really record much this week. I can't remember from what I have already edited, but I feel like you had a little bit earlier in the week of me sharing the Fantastic Mr. Fox stuff. And then we just had a chaotic week, to be honest. Work was busy, but I have now got all of the Advent minis dyed. They're all finished. And the first day of the weekly Advent, so the first sock set of the 4 sock sets in the weekly Advent is also all dyed. So that is good. But next week is the start of Halloween dyeing. I need to get all of the Halloween countdowns done and the treat boxes, and they went better than I'd expected, which is great, but also I now have a slight panic on about the amount of dyeing I need to do. So yeah, Halloween and clubs next week is the main plan. But it's Saturday and I need a relax. You may have seen on social media, we had a little bit of a difficult week with our eldest, Arthur, who is 10. He experienced a little bit of cyberbullying in a class chat that they have. He is in the final year of primary school, and they have a class chat to try and so that they can kind of, the idea is that they're supposed to like be able to help each other with homework and stuff like that, and the idea is that it's supposed to be kind of helping them get prepared for secondary school, where everything will be kind of much more on them to deal with rather than teachers communicating with parents and stuff like that. But yeah, unfortunately he made a joke to one of his friends, which in person with his friend would have been absolutely fine, but it was taken the wrong way, and then the whole class kind of piled on top of him and sent some very, very horrible messages, and it all kind of spiraled out of control because they're only 10 and 11. So yeah, it wasn't very nice. He was obviously very upset, but we dealt with it through the school, and the school actually dealt with it really, really well. And he's come out the other side seeming quite happy. He seems to have coped with it quite admirably. He was asked whether or not he wanted to go back into the class chat or not. He had the choice. Not all the children are in it. And he said he did want to go back into it because he thinks that everyone should have a second chance. Which I thought was quite sweet. So yeah, but that definitely, it stressed me out having to deal with that, and I was just angry as you would be for a day. So it kind of threw me work-wise, and I ended up having a day where I didn't really get as much done as I should have done. But it's all good. It's all done. It's all dealt with. It's all fine now, and we shall move on. And yeah, we will move on. But yeah, it is the weekend. It is Saturday morning, and I have spent the morning so far just reading my book. I'm currently reading The Midnight House by Amanda Geard. I'm really enjoying it. It was a bit slow to get into. It was a little bit slow to kind of get going, if that makes sense. But I am now kind of hooked, and I want to know what's happening. I want to know what's going on. It's dual timeline, so we're kind of following a mystery from the 1940s of somebody who disappeared, and a journalist in 2019 is looking into this historical disappearance. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. We have got very few plans for today. We are having a quiet day. We are hoping to get our picture wall sorted. So this wall up here, we are hoping to get all of our prints and stuff from Worldcon. All of the frames have arrived, and we are going to get that sorted. So I will share some snippets and bits and pieces of that with you. And then I think this afternoon the plan is just to play some of the new board games we got at the board game convention, and just chill out. And then tomorrow the boys have got swimming in the morning, but then hopefully in the afternoon we are going to go for a little walk. We're going to let the boys take their bikes, and we're going to go for a little walk locally and hopefully pick some blackberries and make an apple and blackberry crumble. We were going to do it today, but the weather is meant to be better tomorrow, so we will do that tomorrow. So yeah, that is our plans for the weekend. So I will take you along and share various bits and pieces. I thought I would show you a few of them. We are going to get them up on the wall, but I thought it might be easier to just show you them now they've got in the frame. We've got this frame to start with, which has got 5. They're just postcards. They were getting annoying reflections, sorry. They were just free postcards that Worldcon had on their stalls. There are actually more as well, all with different artwork from different illustrators and things like that. And we've just picked out our 5 favourite to go in a frame to pop on the wall as a reminder of Worldcon. So that one's quite cool. Then there was an artist, an illustrator that Tom fell in love with, very much so. So we actually have a lot from her. I have got her details here, if the camera will focus on it. Slowly. There we go. M.A. Harrell. She's got a website there as well, so you can kind of see all of her artwork. These were other ones that Tom picked up. So the ones we've got framed are this one here, this one here. I love the snail reading. We've got 3 little postcard sized prints in this frame here, and then 2 more, the kind of stag beetle. Is that a stag beetle? Yeah. And an owl. And there's a couple we haven't framed, as I said. I just shared that one there, and also this one here as well, which are other ones that we didn't quite get framed at the moment. But yeah, lots of love for that artist. There's some more. This one we picked up at Worldcon. This is from, yes, Tom's right. This one we picked up at Tabletopped this weekend. This one is from Print is Dead. Details are down the bottom there. She does a lot of awesome kind of gothic art prints. Yeah, I was really impressed by her stall. This one is just a free advertising postcard for a book. The book is called, I've forgotten, A Dark and Drowning Tide, and it comes out on the 17th of September, so it'll already be out when this comes up. But this was just such a pretty postcard and such beautiful image that we decided to frame it and add it to the wall anyway. And then these 3 are again all from the same artist. We don't know a lot about the artist. They're an illustrator. It literally just says Brocky. That's the only details we have. But they did a lot of book illustrations and things like that. And these were just some of the gorgeous illustrations they had for sale on their stall. So yeah, we picked up a few of those and we framed a few of them as well. Again, really kind of gothic, but a lovely, lovely art style to it. And then this is the big one that we've got as well. Tom bought this one. He couldn't resist. He fell in love with it. This is from Jackie Duckworth Art. Again, illustrator, printmaker. So yeah, we are really pleased with them. And now we just need to work out how we're going to fit them all onto this blank canvas up here. thought I would do a little bit of voiceover while I make the apple crumble because you've had a lot of plinky plonky music. And I wanted to share my favourite device we have in our kitchen, our apple machine. This was a really, really random gift from one of my brother-in-laws. And it's brilliant. It's so good if you've got kids who don't want the skin on their apples or, you know, blah, 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 all of that kind of thing. It basically spiralises the apple and skins it at the same time and cores it. Such a great thing. It also makes apple crumble making really, really, really easy. I've not got very much decent footage of the apple crumble making because I ran out of time and I was just trying to get it done quickly so that it would actually be ready in time for us to have for dinner. So, yeah, but you know, it's basic. You cut up your apples. I didn't actually end up using the 2 I picked from the tree. I realised there were some windfall ones and I thought, well, what better place to use windfall apples where you need to cut off a few dodgy bits than in an apple crumble where nobody's going to really notice. So yeah, I ended up using some of the windfall ones. But as you can see, yeah, the apple machine kind of slices it for you, so it makes it really, really quick and easy. I then added the blackberries. I didn't really follow much of a recipe. It was just apple and blackberries. I didn't even really weigh them out. And then we just added a little bit of sugar and butter into the bottom and made the crumble top, which is just oats, flour, sugar and butter. Whew, turned out to be a busy Sunday. The boys have been to swimming and then we popped to Aldi to grab a few little bits and pieces. Then we went straight out pretty much on their bikes and went and picked some blackberries because I have made a blackberry and apple crumble for tonight. We are in the process of finishing off, well, Tom is in the process of finishing off a roast dinner for tonight and we're gonna have apple crumble as well. It's a little bit of a treat. But yeah, we've grown, so the blackberries we picked from just a local walk. The apples we've grown in our garden. We did used to have 2 apple trees, but we lost one in a storm a couple of years ago. But we do have a lovely little dwarf apple tree in the middle of our lawn that you will have seen, which produces the most beautiful apples every year. It's a brilliant little tree. I love it. The big tree in our lawn, I don't know if I managed to show that in those clips. I can't remember quite what angles I was at. The big tree is a plum tree, but we've been in the process of pruning it the last kind of 2 or 3 years. So the first year we lived here, we got loads and loads of plums off it. And the last couple of years we haven't. And I think that's just because we've been pruning it and affecting it kind of that way. And it needs a little bit of a time to recover from the pruning, hopefully. So fingers crossed next year. The pruning is now all done. We had to do, I can't remember what Tom said. He had to take a third off and then he had to do something else. And then he had to take more off, basically, I think. Anyway, I don't really know. I thought I had a cat, but I can't see one. So yeah, hopefully the plum tree will recover. We did grow a little bit of veg in our garden this year. We've not really had time to look after it properly, and it's the first year doing it with the cats as well, and they liked to use the vegetable boxes as litter trays, so we had to try and put some like netting up around it. And that wasn't, it's been a bit of a, it's not done well. We did do some broccoli, like tender stem kind of purple sprouting kind of broccoli, and that did go quite well. It's all gone to seed now because we were away so much over the summer, and yeah, it's kind of all gone now. But we also planted some leeks, which are now just about ready, which has been really, really nice because I love leeks, and we had some the other day and we're having some more tonight. So yeah, the leeks have been very good. Anyway, I'm rambling about things I didn't need to come and ramble about. I wanted to come and do a quick Halloween project update. So the one I've very much been working on the most is my jumper. And very excitingly, right, if I put the yarn in the bag, hopefully I won't drop it. Very excitingly, last night I separated for the sleeves. My phone is buzzing. I don't know where I put it. I can hear it vibrating. My phone was vibrating. I couldn't work out where I'd put it. Who was ringing me? What was going on? It was Arthur, who has gone up to our little local corner shop for us to get some custard to go with the apple crumble, because I didn't think it through and I forgot to get custard when we went to Aldi. So anyway, what was I talking about? Jumper. Yes, I have now separated for the sleeves, which I'm really excited about because we're now on to just the round and round, not needing to think about it. I'm not going to do the bust. There is an adaptation. So, you know I'm knitting the Tolster tee. I said that earlier. This is all the same video, isn't it? The Tolster tee has got an adaptation in the pattern for like a bust shaping, which you do based off like your bra size and stuff like that. I'm not going to do that because I just want it to be simple, basically. Maybe the next one I do, I will do that. I did have a little bit of a problem with the increases. I'm just trying to find some ones to show you. I don't really know. The raglan increases, you can't see it. Oh, you can't really tell on that one, actually. Can you tell on any of the others? Or could I just tell while I was knitting it? Maybe now I've separated for the sleeves, it's not so bad. Yeah, you can maybe see a little bit here. I don't know. I just kept getting my make one lefts, make one rights muddled up, and I always do that. So I might, next time I knit one of these, which I will do again probably, next time I knit one of these, I think I might just substitute them for knit front and back, because I just find that so much easier rather than trying to keep track of which directions I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know, I always struggle with make one left, make one rights. I always struggle to make them look neat, and I've done multiple difference, I think, and it's just, yeah, I just think maybe for me, I substitute it with a knit front and back. I don't mind how that looks on a raglan increase, that's fine. But yeah, so we have used 6 colours, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'm on the 6th colour. So we are getting into the blues at the moment, and I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, this is definitely getting the most love in terms of the Halloween projects. I have done a tiny bit on my Halloween socks, but honestly, I think I might be moving away from being a sock knitter. I was very much a sock knitter for a very long time, and I used to knit a lot of socks, but I haven't been reaching for them very much in the last year or so. And I'm just wondering if maybe I am moving away a little bit from being a sock knitter, and garments might be something I work towards, which is great because I need more garments. I don't really need more socks. But anyway, as you can see, I have done another two repeats of the pattern on this, the Just Add Magic socks. But that's it. That's all I've done on them. And I keep picking them up and I do one pattern repeat and I'm just a bit like, yeah, I'm done. Yeah. Whereas I pick up the jumper and I keep going with it, and yeah, so maybe socks are taking a bit of a back seat for me. Anyway, I wanted to show some yarny goodness as well, which you'll obviously see on the podcast, and you'll probably see on the pod. I think I'm podcasting on Wednesday this week, so you'll see it on the podcast before you've seen it on this, but we'll make this include everything anyway. So I went to knit night on Wednesday last week. I meant to take some video and share people's projects and stuff like that, but Wednesday was the day we'd had the issue with Arthur. No, actually Thursday was the day we'd had the issue with Arthur, so that's a lie. Wednesday was the day I'd been on the school trip and my brain was just fried. I was really, really tired, so I didn't. But while I was there, I picked up some yarn from Erin at Henny Penny Makes. We are swapping yarn clubs this year. So she's having my Discworld club and I'm having some of her, I can't remember now, if it's Miss Marple this year. I think it's Miss Marple. Miss Marple or Poirot? I can't remember. It's Criminal is the name of the club anyway. So I have picked up, I don't know which months these are, but the last 4 months of the club. So we've got 2 here. The top one is A Pocket Full of Rye and the bottom one is A Woman of Many Names. Oh, we've lost the focus for some reason. Come on, camera. There we go, it's coming slowly. So lots of gold and yellows in this section. I'd love to put them all together in order actually and see if she's done a fade across the year. I'm not sure, but that's those 2. And then also these 2, which again are lots of gold and yellows. So we've got the top one is A House or a Stage and the bottom one is 4 and 20 Blackbirds. Oh, I've got that song in my head now, 4 and 20 Blackbirds baked in a pie. Anyway, we're not going to get into that. So that was those 4. So yeah, 400 grams added. I'd kind of forgotten about the club when I was thinking I was doing so well with these. Because we've not been meeting very often for knit night, like it becomes a bit of a, we meet and then all of a sudden there's like, here's 3 months of club that I need to give you. But then the other thing I got was my lovely friend Laura, who comes to the knit night, was selling her Corner of Craft Advent from last year. And I didn't get last year's Corner of Craft Advent and I regretted it when I saw all the reveals and everything like that. And she was selling it. So this is going to crinkle. I might have bought it. It's not even opened. It is completely sealed. It's still got the tea in there. So yeah, I may have bought an advent calendar as well. I don't know whether to just open it and enjoy opening it and just have fun and unwrap them all. What do you reckon, Arthur?
What?
Arthur's just got back from the shop. Should I just open, this is an advent calendar from last year. Yeah. Should I just open them all and enjoy opening them all? Or should I kind of use them and plan them during an advent at some point? Or use them during a certain month? Or what do you reckon?
Just open them all now.
Just open them all now? Is that what you would do?
Yeah, I'll do it with you.
We're not going to open them all on camera now. We haven't got time to do that. Oh. But we could just open them all at some point. Okay. You're an instant gratification kind of person. Open them all, he says. Right, go give the custard to Daddy in the kitchen. Thank you very much, buddy. Yeah, that's everything. That's everything. I've got another busy week coming up with lots and lots of dyeing, mostly stuff that I can't show you. But I'm sure I will find some snippets and bits and pieces that I can show you. And I will see you a bit later in the week. Good afternoon. It is Saturday the 21st, and we are having an incredibly lazy day. Jasper had his best friend, our next door neighbour's little girl, round last night for a sleepover, which went fairly well. They went off to sleep late, 10:30, 11:15 by the time they finally got to sleep, but they had fun. But for some reason, they both woke up at about 4:15 and decided it was morning and went downstairs. I happened to wake up, well, maybe they disturbed me, I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, I woke up needing a wee at like 4:30, and then afterwards I got back into bed and I thought to myself, I can hear voices. Why can I hear voices? I can hear voices because the two of them were sat downstairs on the sofa with Jasper's tablet at 4:15. So I had to go down and say to them, hang on a second, it's still the middle of the night, you need to go back to bed. And to be fair to them, they did. They went back to bed and they did go back to sleep, and then they didn't wake up again until about 8 this morning. But yeah, that meant a slightly disturbed night for all of us. But they had really good fun. This is the second one we've done, but the first one where our neighbour's little girl has come here. Jasper has been round to their house before, and that all went really smoothly. And now she's coming here. I think she's got a brownie camp coming up, and she's a little bit nervous about doing the brownie camp. And we were chatting and saying, well, why doesn't she do a sleepover here? Because that's a good kind of little first step to her knowing that she can do overnight without mum and dad. And she did. She did absolutely fine, no worries at all. So hopefully it will give her more confidence for brownies camp. And they had fun. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm always rambling. Why did I come on? I knit a pumpkin. You will have just seen this. This was inspired completely by Rachel over in my Discord group. She shared a pumpkin that she knit in our Halloween make-along thread over there. And I thought to myself, do you know what? I'm going to do that. It was a free pattern on Ravelry. I will link it in the video description, or I'll try and remember to link it in the video description anyway. But yeah, it was a free pattern on Ravelry. It's technically written for worsted weight. I used DK. I don't have a lot of pumpkin coloured yarn. This was about all I could find, particularly in a DK weight. I believe this is yarn from Ellen of Mrs. Lamb's Yarn, and she did a Chinese zodiac club a number of years ago now, and this was the Tiger month, which was the month that I joined in with because my Chinese zodiac creature is a tiger. That sentence struggled. So yeah, I made a pumpkin. But also my sticky subscription arrived. So I get, turn this around and cover my address, I get a monthly sticker subscription from Sticky, which is an American-based company. It works out at like £13 a month, something like that. I think it's not ridiculously expensive, and I love it. Every month you get 3 different kind of themed sets to choose from. There's a cute one, a pop one, and a vintage one. And you get sent a little pack with stickers and a few little bits of stationery and stuff like that. This is in no way at all sponsored by Sticky at all. This is just something that I buy and love and wanted to share because I've not shared it before. But yeah, you get these little, it comes in this little pack. I have a folder which is in the other room, which I put them in, and you get, first thing you get is these little corner tabs, so you can pop it on the bottom of your folder so you know which one each set is. And then this one's come with, we've got little note cards. So these are little note cards. This theme is, it tells me on the corner what the name of the theme is. The Truth is Out There. So it's a very kind of a mix of kind of sci-fi and Halloween-y kind of things. So we had these fun little kind of, I don't know, frappuccino cups, but look like magic saucers. That's not the word, is it? Flying saucers. But with eyes and Halloween-y bits and pieces in. They had these, I love these so much. These are so cool. Tom may be stealing some. Also got this little set of stickers, and they're all, see if I can get them out again. They are all like little sci-fi magazines. You see? Little sci-fi magazines. Science Fiction Quarterly. They're so cute. I absolutely love these, like proper like vintage sci-fi magazines. Really, really cool. And then you get like a whole host of other stickers, sheets in here. And sometimes you get like a little extra as well. So I also got a little card. So this is like a, I want to say birthday card, but it's clearly not. It's a Halloween themed one, but just like a little card with an envelope that you could use for whatever. In fact, actually, I know what I'm going to be using this for. I am doing a Halloween swap with somebody. And then you get a load of sticker sheets as well. So I will show you these because they're super cute. The first one might be a little bit difficult to show. Yep, I'm going to need to put it against, what have I got that is possibly, oh, I'll put it against the back of the envelope. Yeah, perfect. There we go. So these are all like little outline stickers. You've got Nessie, a real ghost. They're really cute. We've got little kind of notelet stickers, so you could write on these and use them as like little notes that are all kind of UFO themed. And this is my favourite sheet from this pack. There's all these teeny tiny little ghosts and skeletons and little Halloween-y things. Look at the Halloween ice cream. The state of my nails, always. Ugh. Little mummies and yeah, all kinds of stuff. I love that one so much. We've got little witchy woodland animals and vampire-y woodland animals. I love this one as well. Just aliens, just awesome little cute aliens. Halloween cocktails. Super fun. And then finally, just kind of Halloween-y creatures. And you get a real mix of like, these ones are kind of holographic, so some of them are kind of holographic or shiny, some of them are kind of more matte paper, and things like that. And yeah, I absolutely love them. They make me happy so much. And I thought I would share them with you because, yeah, my almost sister-in-law, they're engaged, they're not quite married yet. When we stayed with them in the summer, I mentioned the stickers that I get, the sticker club, and she has now started getting it and absolutely loving it. And she got a different pack to me this month, which was quite fun. She sent me a picture of all of her ones, so it was quite nice to see kind of her pack. So yeah, that was that one. What else was I going to say? I've been reading this. I am halfway through A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon, and you know what? I'm really enjoying it. I thought I would, but like I wasn't quite sure because I'm a bit funny with romance sometimes. I struggle with the ways that women's bodies are written and things like that with romance sometimes. But I'm really enjoying this. Like, it's quite slow burn. We are halfway through and things are still kind of building, if that makes sense. I don't want to give too much away, but I love it. Like, I'm really enjoying the writing. There's story to it. Yes, it's a romance, but like it's more than that, definitely. It's really autumnal vibes, so that's really nice for this time of year. And yeah, I'm really liking the way the characters are written and everything about it, really. So I would highly recommend it. I obviously haven't finished it yet, so I can't tell you whether the ending is amazing or not amazing. There's an Arthur. But it's pleasantly surprising me so far.
Good morning. It is Sunday, and yes, I'm in the studio, which is not my favourite thing. It's the 22nd of September. Well, I like being in the studio, just not on a Sunday. I just needed a day to catch up, basically. I've got so much to do with all of the Halloween yarns and everything else. It all has to be out by the end of the month. Yeah, I've got all the Halloween countdowns, the Halloween treat boxes, and all of the club yarn. All has to be out by the end of the month. It's pretty much all dyed now. I think I need to dye the contrast minis. Yeah, I need to dye one lot of contrast minis for the Discworld sock sets on Monday morning, but that is it. So that's fine. That's not too bad. So pretty much everything is dyed and most of it's dried as well. I've got a bit on the Aira that will hopefully be dry this afternoon. But I just need to do a bit of skein catch up. That's been my biggest thing. Because I've got all the Advent yarn to skein as well, trying to keep on top of it all has been a lot, and I've not really had time for it. So Tom is with the boys today. Jasper's at a birthday party. I dropped him off this morning and Tom's going to pick him up. Arthur's got swimming, so that's it. And then I think they are going to pop to the studio this afternoon to build some of the stalls that I've got. I have 5 boxes of IKEA stalls sitting here not being built. The idea is that eventually I will be able to kind of have people at the studio for like an open day kind of thing, and I want to have stalls around the big island where we can all sit and knit and chat and stuff like that. So we have got some of those, but I'm wanting at least one built because I think when I come to start bagging up the Advent minis, and also, to be fair, the Halloween countdown minis as well, because they all get bagged up as well. I think when I come to start bagging those up, being able to sit at the island and have all that space to do it will be incredible. So yeah, I'm hoping that Tom will pop round this afternoon and build those for me. But in the meantime, I need to get some skeining done. My Patreons will be glad to hear that I have tidied up a bit. I did a little kind of studio update vlog for my Patreons the other day because, believe it or not, September is the 6th month that I have been in the studio. I can't believe it. It's flown by. But I did a little bit of a kind of another studio tour and a little bit of like, what have I changed, what haven't I changed, and a little chat and everything. And it was an absolute bomb site because of all the Advent yarn and stuff like that. But I have tidied up. I will show you in a second how I have tidied up, although it will need to be in black and white because Advent minis. And I'm going to settle down and get some skeining done, I think. I'm not sure how much more there's going to be for September because I'm trying to think, like, next weekend is the last weekend in September and we don't really have anything planned. Tom's going out on the Saturday and we haven't got anything exciting planned at all. And I am getting to the stage of this month where I am feeling a little bit overwhelmed with work and everything. And I know that this week is going to be very much, again, all of it is hidden mystery yarns that I can't share with you. And there's only so much black and white footage that can be interesting. So I think this will probably be my final chat to you for this vlog, but I might end it with a few little snippets throughout the week if I get any, and stuff like that basically. But I wanted to say that for October, I'm going to be doing things slightly differently because October is Vlogtober. And whilst I definitely do not have the capacity in October to do daily vlogs, what I think I will do is weekly vlogs for this channel. So you will get a vlog each week, which will contain kind of a week's worth of what I've been up to. And I will put them straight up onto YouTube. I can't remember, I made notes on it and I don't have the book, but like Monday, for the first week will very much be show prep. So there'll be a lot of yarn that I can show you because the first week of October will be very much kind of getting as much yarn dyed as I possibly can for Glasgow. Then the second week I'm actually away with the kids because we get a 2-week school holiday in October. So that's the first week of the school holiday. We are going, well, me and the boys are going to the Lake District with my parents. We do it every year because my husband, who works at the university, he doesn't get the same holiday period in October. So he is always teaching during the 2 weeks of the October school holidays and he can't take time off during that. So we tend to, me and the boys go to the Lake District with my parents. We only picked the Lake District because it is a reasonable drive for me with the boys on my own. We can go a bit further afield now because they're older and they're better in the car and things like that. But when we first started doing it, when we first moved up to Scotland and we first started doing it, they were little. They were like 5 and 2. So I needed somewhere that wasn't too far for me to drive on my own with the boys. And it's become a tradition. So that'll be really nice. I will take you along and I will do that. Normally, that is the type of vlog that I would do for the Patreons, but I have some other ideas for Patreons. So you will get a week's holiday vlog instead. Then the third week of October will be Glasgow School of Yarn prep. I've got the kids are going into holiday club for a few days. They're going to an art club for a day, just so that I've got most of that week clear to kind of finish all of the last of the yarn show prep. And then Glasgow School of Yarn is that weekend. I will get a few snippets to add to that vlog, but I will be doing a more detailed Glasgow School of Yarn vlog for my patrons. And then the final week of October will be chaos, because that will be trying to get all of the advents out of the door, basically. So it's going to be an interesting few weeks. I'm a little bit freaked out about how much work I've got to do to get the advents out of the door by the end of October, along with prepping for a yarn show and all of that kind of stuff. But we will just have to see how it goes, basically. I've got a fair bit of yarn behind the scenes that can come to the yarn show. Like I'm planning on taking Fantastic Mr. Fox. I'm planning on taking Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I might take Wind in the Willows. I'm just going to kind of see how much I've got of everything here, what I need to dye to kind of top it up and stuff like that, basically. And that's actually one of my jobs I need to do next week, is to kind of plan out everything that I want to take with me to Glasgow and get a yarn order done, so that once all of this chaotic dyeing for this stuff is done, and once all of this has gone out, I can really kind of just smash out the dyeing for Glasgow School of Yarn. I'm going to do Vlogtober in weekly formats on my YouTube channel. That's what I was talking about, and I got distracted as always. So I will say goodbye to you here, and I will leave you with snippets of the final week of September, and I will see you all again in October for 4 videos. I hope you've enjoyed it. Bye.